Hello and welcome back. Leah Tim again with Saint Beauty. And I know that we saw the very simple 5-minute makeup face, but one of the biggest questions that I get all the time is, can I take those same colors and make them a nighttime, more dramatic look? And the answer is absolutely yes. Is it gonna take a little bit longer than 5 minutes? Yes. But you're still gonna get that really fun girls' night out look or date night look in less than 10 minutes using the similar products and just adding in a few little extras. So we're gonna start with our Milk Moisturizer that I have on my face already. I let that dry, but we're gonna start with our setting spray, the absolute must. So we're gonna spray that Perfector sponge and we are going to just place it on our face in a swiping pattern. You can dab it on whatever you prefer. There's no rhyme or reason which way that you can go. You just want to distribute it on your face. And one of the biggest things that I always recommend is to start with your eyes if you're going to do an eyeshadow look. So that gives our setting spray a chance to dry as well. So I'm just going to use an eyeshadow primer. You can use whatever eyeshadow primer that you currently have or love. If you do not have an eyeshadow primer, you can use your brightening highlight as your eyeshadow primer. I always recommend, if you use that that highlight as an eyeshadow primer, to set it with some sort of translucent powder so that you can set that cream portion of it so you don't have to worry about any type of bleeding or anything with your eyeshadows. So I'm gonna start with my triple decker, the same one that I use for my everyday face, but my bottom layer is full of a ton of different eyeshadows that I go to on a daily basis. So I'm gonna start and use a few different brushes other than the blush bronzer one that I use on my face. I'm gonna start with our eyeshadow brush. Again, our brushes are dual-ended, so this one has a very pointed edge and it has a super fluffy edge. I never realized how important a really great blending brush is until I started using these brushes. They are by far the best brushes that I've ever personally used. So I'm just gonna do a nice neutral look today. So I'm gonna just use a couple colors, and I am gonna start with this color right here called Bubba. And I'm just gonna tap ever so lightly in there, and I'm gonna tap off any additional excess. And I'm just gonna start in my crease. And the great thing about these colors is they are extremely pigmented. So the more you add, the more you can build upon your color. But the great thing about when you deposit this color on is you can create more of an ombre look if you like to move a little bit lighter up, just by tapping off the additional excess on that brush and using that brush to blend up towards your brow bone till you have the desired look that you want. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side in this crease, like so, from corner to corner, just depending on how much you like, and also being aware of your eye shape when you do your eyeshadows. The biggest thing that I can tell you is to learn your eye shape. Some people have a hooded eyes and some people have less hooded eyes. And by that, I mean, can you see your lid a little bit more on one side than the other? This one is a little bit more hooded, you can see. So I just have to make sure that I'm balancing those colors on each side. And typically I'll just open my eyes once I start depositing them and just kind of going back and forth until I have that desired eye level. One thing that I use is a little bit of a trick of a tool is I'll put my brush up to the top right here and see if those points align. And if I have to go up a little bit higher on one side, I just go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna switch to my other brush for our eyeshadows, and that is our smudge brush. That is gonna have a flat end, and it's also gonna have a tipped end on this side. I like to use this flat end to press on my shimmer on my lids. So I'm gonna switch to this color right here called You Complete Me. It has a really nice pinkish brown tone to it, and I'm just gonna tap any additional off, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start patting on my eye. Now where you put that brush first is where the most color is gonna deposit. So if you wanna have a really nice bright color all over, make sure that you're tapping your brush into your color and tapping each side as well so you can have an evenly distributed on each side. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side right here. I think one of the biggest things about eyeshadows is people get very overwhelmed because they feel like they can't get that technique nailed down. But let me tell you, if you have the correct brushes, you do not have to worry about that perfect blend because that brush should be doing it for you. All you have to worry about is your favorite colors that you want to put on your eyes. So now that I have that You Complete Me on my lid and I have that bubba in my crease, I'm gonna go a little bit darker and deepen up the corner of my edges. So I'm gonna flip around to the tipped edge of my smudge brush, or excuse me, yeah, and I'm gonna take it into this color right here called Cocoa, and I'm gonna go right into this corner right here. Now you do not have to worry about making sure that this is perfect. We are looking to just deposit the colors into the corner at this time, and we're gonna use that fluffy end of the other brush to do the rest of the work. So we're also gonna go on this side right here as well, in that corner. Opening up my eyes, making sure that I have the same on each side. Gotta add a little bit more just on this corner here, just as I went up a little bit higher on the other side. And to that outer corner. And then we're just gonna go back to that fluffy end of that brush, and I'm just gonna start using that fluffy end, and I'm just gonna start swirling in that corner, softening in that edge just a little bit. And if you like to have a little bit more of a deeper girls' night smoky eye look, bring that dark into the crease just that little bit to create that smokier edged look. And the same thing on this side here, just in that swirling motion, and then dragging the darker color into that crease ever so slightly. Like that. Now, I am not a big fan of wearing eyeliner. I personally feel like it makes my eyes look a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna flip over that small detailed end, and I'm gonna take that cocoa color, and I'm gonna go right along the bottom of my edge of my lashes and create that eyeliner look with my eyeshadow. And then I have the perfect pairing for on top of my eyes and underneath. And I don't have to worry about running out of eyeliner or it breaking on me, because I'm just gonna use that shadow and the small edge of my brush, like so. So eyeshadows don't have to be extremely daunting. As you can see, that was very quick and fast, and the brush did all the work. So based on the look that you want, you can create more by using a little bit more color. You can lessen it up by taking any residual makeup that's on your brush and just kind of blending up towards the top of your eye until you have that nice, soft, desired look, or the really nice smoky night out. You can add a little bit darker to the extra corners of your eyes, just depending on what you're looking for. So I'm actually gonna switch to my detail brush. This is my favorite brush for contouring. You can do your entire face with it. You also can do eyeshadows with it with this small pointed edge. Like I said, all of our brushes are dual-ended, and I'm gonna start with my contour. So I'm gonna go into my indigo, and I'm just gonna take the edge of this brush, and I'm gonna find where I like my contour line, and I'm just gonna dab on to my cheekbone, the exact same on the other side here. And then I'm gonna take the flat end of that brush, and I'm gonna go right in the middle of my contour, and I'm just gonna swipe from side to side. All right, don't worry about over blending or blending it in all right away. We are gonna get to that. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna go right along our jawline, right here, creating that shadow underneath. Like that. And I'm gonna save my nose for last because I like that one to be really nice and detailed. But since with that cheetah hack in the simple 5-minute face, I used my finger, I'm gonna show you how you can use your brush to apply the rest of your makeup. So I'm gonna stick with my blush bronzer brush, and I'm gonna take that dense end here, and I'm gonna go into my main color like so. And I'm just gonna start tapping around my jawline. As you can see, you don't have to use a whole lot of product, and just that one tap is basically covering my entire face that I need it to cover. Sides of my nose. You don't have to worry about blending it all in. We are really just making sure that we're depositing that color on our face right now and into the middle of our forehead right here. So just that one tap, and I've covered every area that I need to. Gonna switch to my brightening color for my Sunlit. I'm gonna tap in like so, and I'm just gonna start tapping underneath my eye, blending in until I have that desired look, bringing that down, meeting that mango color here as well, still creating that one layer look, and down on the other side around my face as well, right here. And then I also like to go right down the middle of my nose and finishing off right here. So now I have all of my main colors on. So now I'm gonna take that brush and I'm just gonna start blending in just a little bit more, just till I have that softer look. Blending, blending, blending until your desired look is what you see. Then we're gonna take that contour and we're just gonna start blending up towards our cheekbone a little bit, swirling along our hairline and in our cheekbone here as well. like so. And then I'm gonna switch to my bronzer. So I'm gonna stick with the same brush over to the fluffy end, and I'm gonna spice it up with a little bit of our Illuminator as well. So I'm gonna use our Glow Illuminator with our Bella bronzer, and I'm just gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna swirl them together. It's gonna create that really gorgeous light reflection. I'm gonna tap it on each side of my temples, along my cheekbones, like so. And I also like to dust my neck with it a little bit, and along my jawline. So make sure if you put that contour along your jawline, you blend that in as well. So then we're just gonna softly blend until we have that desired look. Still just use that little product, just dabbed one time. You don't have to use a lot of product to have a more glamorous look. Still just using those colors that I used for my basic hack, just maybe adding a little bit extra and deepening it a little bit more with a little bit of a harsher contour line, a little bit of extra bronzer. And then we're gonna fill in our eyebrows. We're still gonna stick with that contour color. I'm gonna flip over to my brush that I use, which is our line brush, and I'm gonna fill in the gaps in my brows wherever I need to, depositing that color. You can use your contour, you can use an eyeshadow, you can use whatever you want. If you have a perfect eyebrow filler that you use that is a different line, you can use that too. You don't have to worry about making everything Saint. Once you start using it, you're gonna fall in love and you wanna have everything Saint, but you can still utilize everything that you have with Saint and it's still gonna work perfectly. So now I'm gonna switch to my lip and cheek. I'm gonna use this ruby color because I love pinks right now in the summer. So I'm gonna tap that ruby right here. I'm also gonna use it on my lips to give me that really gorgeous pink lip, like so. Blend in a little bit. Take my brush again, just tap in until I have the desired look on my cheek. And if you want to add some contour and definition to your nose, I'm gonna switch back to my contour brush, take my very edge, go into my contour along my nose, like so. The best thing about this makeup is you cannot screw it up. You can fix anything that you put on. You can delete any makeup that you have added extra to just by going in with a different color. And you don't have to worry about if your colors transfer from one another. They're gonna stay exactly where you put them. So last but not least, I am going to finish with my perfume illuminator. This is our Rose Gold #3 illuminator and perfume. I'm gonna dab that anywhere that I like to have a little extra sparkle in my life or a little extra light reflection down the middle of my nose. I really like to highlight my brow bone. I'm gonna put that up in the arch right here. I'm gonna highlight that Cupid's bow, especially if I'm going out with the girls, because I have that little bit of that light reflection. It's really gonna make that upper lid pop. And if you are somebody that wants to add a little bit of dimension to your lips, take that contour brush again and go right along the edge of your lips right here, blending it in. And you're gonna get that really nice pouty lip. And that is it. This is your very fast, under 13 minutes glam look with me talking. So if you're somebody that's not a talker when you're getting ready, you can have this done in less than 12 to 13 minutes, even 10 if you want to go a little bit faster. But I used 3 colors on my eyes. I used the same colors that I used for my basic hack. I just added a little bit extra dimension by adding a little bit of bronzer, a little bit illuminator, a really nice pink cheek, some definition in my nose with my contour and along my jawline. And you are set for a girls' night, a date night with your husband by using the same colors in still a fast amount of time with a couple different brushes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions for you. So thank you for taking the time to watch this today, and I am excited to work with you.